Alf, top of the morning to you. We've got a fun episode today. 2 news stories we're going to talk about. We are heading off to New Orleans to the Superdome this weekend, the fam and I.
Just like that? I love you. You love me. Tanya, please, just let's think about this for a second, honey. You're all that I have in this world. Oh, God, damn it! Ah! Who's ready to go on the river?
Are you okay, Chad?
To watch the New Orleans Saints do battle with Drake May and the New England Patriots. We'll see how it goes.
Looks like your boys are gonna need a little, Where do you go?
Before we dive in, make sure to get $25 off that first submission over at PSA. Tell a friend, SCD25 code at the shipping and billing screen. Get that $25 off that first submission. Just Collect, you got a collection to sell. You don't know where to go with it. We've got a very easy appraisal form over there on the justcollect.com website. I've got a link in the video description as well as the pinned comments. And if you need hobby discounts, all the different things are in the video description to get you some money off. The hobby's not getting any cheaper, my friends. Make sure to take advantage. All right, both stories we're going to talk about today on collect.com. Ben Burrows wrote both of them here over the last couple of days, so shout out to Ben. One thing that he cleared up that I thought was important was PSA buying cards, because PSA has a buying program. You get offers. You grade cards, you get offers. They're in the PSA vault, you get offers. And I think that there might be some confusion around, okay, PSA is grading the cards and then they're buying the cards. It's really their partner program that is buying the cards. So it's not PSA, it is PSA partners that are buying them. Well, Ben's article here sheds light on, like, who are the buyers? Is it me, you, anybody can be a buyer in this program? And what he found out is that this buyer network is fairly limited. About a dozen buyers, including Burbank Sports Cards, Rob Veras, we know Rob, Atlanta's Cards HQ, Jeff Wilson, and retailer in Buffalo, Dave and Adams Card World, among some of the names. So pretty big names here listed, but it's not, 100 different buyers. It's not a couple hundred different buyers, and it's not PSA themselves. It is a buyer network, if you will. The article says here, PSA has remained very selective when adding new partners to the program, but expects the number to scale in 2026 when it makes the application process more accessible, which I think is really interesting. The article says Bo Ebeling, general manager of PSA Offers, said the big vision, however, is to make it open to everyone. Imagine saying, I'll pay X for Y card, and your offer appears in a potential seller's PSA account the moment it's graded, or browsing the million-plus cards in the PSA vault and sending offers directly. That's where we're headed, and we think this will be one of the most fun and useful innovations in the hobby in some time. Article does reference as well, Ryan Hogue has talked about, and I've talked to him about this as well, matchmaking, where if you are looking for a particular card, and this, of course, when you're looking for rare stuff, sometimes you just don't know where it is, you don't know when it's going to pop up, and maybe you have a wish list. Ryan's talked about this before, where you kind of have a set wish list. Man, here's my top 10 wish list. And maybe you receive notifications. Just like you do with eBay Save Searches, you receive notification, hey, that card was just graded, or it's been moved to the PSA vault. That actually sounds really fun. So just wanted to clear that up, that it's not PSA themselves buying the cards. They have a partner network, which is fairly limited right now. But what they're saying here is that in 2026, that will scale, it will change, which is going to be very interesting to watch. That could be a very powerful tool as we move into 2026. All right, Topps has a new program they've announced. I thought this was interesting too. I like the idea behind it, but I've got an idea to expand on this a little bit, and it's called the Topps 3 Kings program to celebrate player super collectors. Collectors can now be rewarded for collecting a player's 3 best one-of-one rookie cards, also by Ben Burrows on collect.com. And so essentially what this is under the new program, 3 Kings program, any collector who secures a player's first Bowman Superfractor Autograph 101, a rookie debut patch autograph 101, and the Topps Chrome Rookie Superfractor Autograph 101. And the one thing I thought that was interesting here, it's for current and also retired players in the set, will receive a new autograph card featuring imagery of the player and all 3 Grail cards on the front. Fanatics head of collector relations Nick Connolly, according to the article, says, "We thought if you collected the 3 best cards of one particular player, what an amazing accomplishment that ultimately is. We could reward you in some creative way." I think it's hard to dislike this idea. If somebody is really making the effort to get after these, some of the most rare cards of a player, then hey, fantastic. So hey, if a collector's being rewarded for going out there and finding the stuff, then that's amazing. I will say though, I hope that they expand this out to not just the tippity top of the food chain here when it comes to finding these cards. You can be a super collector of a particular player and just have a lot of volume, go and watch that player play. You can be a super collector, because that's how this is listed kind of in this article, and not have their best cards like that, the one of ones, the superfractors and that sort of stuff. To me, it would be cool to reward collectors that just maybe have, I think about like Wade Boggs fan. He's a huge Wade Boggs collector. I will give credit because what is the name? I can't remember his name, but he has a YouTube channel and it's like Million Chicago Cubs card guy or something like that. And he achieved this over a long period of time, collecting different Chicago Cubs cards, 1 million of them. And Topps actually did, I believe if I remember correctly, Bo is his name. And Bo went out to Chicago to the field, met players, and had a whole experience around it. Topps did really well there. And so I do like the thought behind this. It's a good idea by Topps, but especially after being at Fanatics Fest and seeing the power of how Fanatics Topps can bring athletes and collectors together, because that's really their mantra. That's Michael Rubin's thing. Michael Rubin is in with all the players. He's buddies with all of them, celebrities. And so he is able to create these experiences through those connections. And then he's got the might of Fanatics Topps and all the licenses now. And the spring, he'll also have football. He'll really be able to bring it all together. Fanatics Fest was eye-opening. Really cool to watch average Joe people that are competing against Tom Brady or competing against Wembanyama. That has never occurred in this hobby, in the sports world, bringing the hobby and the sports athletes together, and celebrities too. It's just never been done before. And so my hope is that they continue to create more and more programs to reward collectors, recognize collectors, because that's really what it's about. It's really about figuring out how to keep people interested in the cards, interested in the history of the players, the teams, the leagues, sports. Sports cards and the sports memorabilia are artifacts that are tied to events in sports. You want to keep people interested in all this stuff, and you want to make sure that they are emotionally tied to it as well. It's not just about the dollars and cents. It's not just about investment in quotation marks or speculation like a lot of the industry is. And that's okay. That is also a fun part of this industry. But man, if you can continue to really kind of put the marketing out there, recognizing different collectors, not just on the high end, like what we're seeing here with this 3 Kings program, but figuring out ways, different creative ways, so that collectors that maybe aren't getting the one-of-one superfractors can still be recognized for an amazing achievement. Hell, with all the different parallels that come out for these sets, just completing like the rainbow of all the different cards, that in itself could be an accomplishment where you get something extra from Topps. I just think it's cool that they're thinking about it. Keep on going down this path of a rewards program for longtime customers and people that are really involved in sports and trading cards. That's all I've got today, my friends. We will be in New Orleans tomorrow, eating some jambalaya and getting ready for the game Sunday morning. We actually are going to be able to get on the field before the game. Shout out to the New Orleans Saints brass there helping me out. The fam is going to be on the field. I'll try my best to get some sort of pictures, video from the field. We will see what happens, and we'll keep you posted. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.